The naval hunting fleets that dared to pursue us found only their own graves. They expected a pirate ship. They found a volcanic eruption on a hull. The salamander's cannons didn't fire iron or lead. They launched concentrated spheres of incandescent plasma that traveled with the speed of light. Anything they touched vanished instantly, not just burned, but vaporized. We watched as massive, triple-decked galleons melted into glowing slag in the blink of an eye. The salamander moved through the smoke like a vengeful sun, immune to their primitive cannons, leaving behind a wake of liquid metal and the carbonized memories of those who stood in our way. The ocean floor didn't just buckle, it revolted. A labyrinth of new volcanic peaks erupted around us, creating a landscape of fire and stone. Our ship glided between these infernal cliffs, the obsidian hull scraping against the cooling lava with a sound like grinding teeth. Ember walked on the glowing crust, his footprints leaving permanent marks of fire in the stone. He could see through the layers of the earth, sensing the pressure of every magma chamber on the planet. He realized he wasn't just a captain anymore. He was a conduit. Every volcano on Earth was now tethered to his heartbeat, waiting for the moment he decided the world had stayed cool for far too long. They called him Captain Ember, a man whose heart was a furnace of ambition, fueled by a hunger that no amount of gold could ever satisfy. He sought the source of the sun itself, leading his crew to the Ash Isles, a jagged archipelago shrouded in a permanent canopy of suffocating black smoke. There, in the throat of the world, lay the heart of the volcano, a core of pure, pulsating obsidian. Ember believed it would make him an invincible king of a burning empire. As his ship, the Salamander, pierced the veil of ash, the very ocean began to steam. He wasn't just entering a territory, he was sailing into the digestive tract of a god. The second Ember's flesh touched that obsidian stone, the world, as we knew it, ended. The transformation wasn't a slow burn, it was a violent, blinding flash of evolution. The salamander didn't just catch fire, it integrated with it. The noble oak of the hull flash calcified into glowing obsidian, etched with rivers of flowing magma that pulsed like arteries. The masts became jagged spires of molten basalt, venting plumes of black, toxic smoke. Our skin cracked like parched earth, glowing from within with a permanent inner ember. We were no longer men of the sea. We were the fuel for a ship that had become a breathing, floating furnace. The ocean around us ceased to be water. It turned into a shimmering, viscous tide of liquid fire. The horizon was a blur of heat distortion, where the burning sea met a sky made of ash and molten clouds. Lightning didn't strike from above. It erupted from the magma waves in arcs of pure, white-hot plasma. Ember stood at the helm, his hands now fused to the obsidian wheel, his eyes two burning pits of golden light. He had achieved the invulnerability he craved, but at the cost of the cool breeze and the refreshing spray. The salamander was a phantom of the inferno, and we were its eternal, scorched prisoners. Out of the churning magma rose the sentinel of ash, a titan forged from the cooled lava of 1,000 eruptions and the fossilized remains of prehistoric fire elementals. It stood silent, a colossal shadow against the red sky, its body shifting and dripping with liquid rock. It didn't need to speak. The vibration of its core shook the very foundations of the ocean floor. It watched with a cold, geological patience as Ember surrendered the last of his humanity to the heart. The Sentinel wasn't there to challenge us, it was there to certify our damnation. It was the witness to the unleashing of a fire that would not stop until the world was a scorched cinder.
Glow in the black.
Ember sat on a throne of cooling obsidian, his eyes now twin pools of molten gold. He was the Ember King, the sovereign of a burning realm. He could hear the silent screams of every soul consumed by fire, every volcano that ever erupted in the history of time. He was the wrecked pirate of the sunken lands, a living furnace guarding the entrance to the elemental fire. He had found his sanctuary, but it was a world where even a thought was an act of combustion. He achieved immortality, but he will never know the touch of the wind again. I am the wrecked pirate. I have seen the glaciers melt and the seas turn to glass. My warning to you is carried on the hot winds of the desert. Do not seek the heart of the volcano, sailors.